lots and lots of Second Amendment cases being filed in the courts, especially now that Amy Coney Barrett is on the Supreme Court. A lot of cases being filed with the idea of running them all the way there. But there have been some cases out there that have been working their way toward that. One of them you probably have not heard that much about, although you know the subject matter. You heard the whole deal about, oh, yeah, they banned bump stocks. They banned bump stocks. We had to turn our bump stocks. Well, one guy says, no, I'm not turning mine in. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll sue you. That's what I'll do. I'll sue you. Well, Clark Aposhian is that guy. He is a firearms trainer. He is a Second Amendment lobbyist out of Salt Lake City area. Hey, Clark, how are you, sir?
I am doing well, Tom. Tom Gresham, the guru of gun rights. I'm happy to be on with you.
So what is it in your makeup when they say we're going to ban these bump stocks after the ATF said they're legal for years and years, and yes, they're legal, there's no problem, you can buy them, it's perfectly legal, then they turn around and went, nope, sorry, they're illegal now. And you said, no, sorry, guys, I'm not playing that game. Why'd you do that?
This is where we draw the line, because bump stocks are an interesting, if not, weird little range toy. Mm-hmm. But bump stocks are a placeholder for all the government overreach, especially with regards to the ATF, the government overreach, the idea that they can interpret rules, administrative rules that are ambiguous and which are supposed to be left for Congress to decide. Mm-hmm. And even 3 times prior to that said, that this item is not a machine gun, but now under political pressure, we're going to go ahead and call it a machine gun. What's to stop them from saying an 11-round magazine is a machine gun or is not included in the Second Amendment? What's to stop them from saying any semi-automatic firearm is, not allowed by the rules that we interpret it? And so that's why we, the New Civil Liberties Alliance, my attorneys there in D.C., have a big take on this case and have been really pit bulls on this thing. And that's why we did it, because it's not about bump stocks. It ain't about bump stocks. This is about government overreach. We're using bump stocks as a placeholder to address all of this.
Okay, I understand that, because right now we've got Joe Biden in his platform. If you go to his website, he says that their plan is to classify semi-automatics as machine guns, to classify any magazine that will hold more than 10 rounds as machine guns, and make you register them and pay a $200 tax on every one of them. And if you're like you and me, and we, between the two of us, we have hundreds and hundreds of magazines, and they want us to pay $200 each and basically treat them as machine guns. And that goes to your point of, well, if they don't have to pass a law to do that, if they could just literally issue a letter from ATF that says, yeah, that was then, this is now, if you own these and haven't registered them, you are now a felon. That's really what this is about.
Exactly. And Tom, think about this. When I was listening to you last week, also you talked about the hundreds of magazines. Let's say that you had unlimited money and you were able to register all of those magazines, but you forgot one magazine. You accidentally forgot one that was under the couch or something like that, and they found out. You're a felon.
Yeah, and you cannot. Yeah, you're a felon at that point. And for people who say, and I know there are people who are not paying attention to this, Clark, who are thinking, oh, you guys, there you go again. And I want them to understand this is not a hypothetical of what they could do. We're actually talking about what they just did, right?
Yeah, exactly. In fact, if I hadn't have been able to work with my attorneys and, and then them working with the ATF, I'd be a felon right now. And so I mean, and we had stays and we had, motions to withhold judgment. And so right now, I mean, the ATF has argued to the court, and this is a statement from Caleb Kruckenberg, my attorney on NCLA. He says that it has virtually unlimited power to create new crimes at will by issuing new rules, and that members of the public are basically on notice that they could become criminals overnight.
They could create new felonies at will, just by literally by issuing a regulation, and they have the power of issuing regulations, and it doesn't go. And that's one of the things I keep coming back to people. They say, well, don't worry about Joe Biden. He can't pass any gun control laws because it has to go through Congress, and they won't pass them. And I keep saying, you don't understand how this works. All he has to do is put in an ATF director who says, don't worry, Joe, we got you back on this, and then they go to town with exactly the kind of thing you're talking about.
Exactly. So let me give you an update on the court. Back a few months ago, a three-judge panel, voted in a split decision to reject my motion and for judgment. But then the full 10th Circuit, en banc, vacated that motion and said, you know what, we really want to take a look at this. We want to take a look as a full 10th Circuit court, and that's why we chose the 10th Circuit Court to bring this case to. We have faith in the 10th Circuit.
Remind us, where's the 10th Circuit? Remind me.
Colorado, I think it's based out of Colorado, but it covers Utah.
Okay, so all right, so you are now before the 10th Circuit en banc, which means the entire circuit court is going to look at this. So have they heard the arguments? Are they looking at it now?
I think, not officially, no. We haven't had the date to appear yet, but we filed in. But the biggest thing was just getting them to say, yes, we're going to hear it. And it was up to them. They actually decided, regardless of, I mean, we were just kind of reeling from our loss on the panel.
Right.
And they stepped in and said, you know what, we are going to take a look at this. We're going to hear this case en banc.
Wait, you didn't actually appeal to the en banc? They did it on their own?
We were just about ready to. And the 10th Circuit stepped in.
Wow. Okay, so it goes to the 10th Circuit, and then whichever way it goes there, chances are it's going to go to the Supreme Court.
Exactly. You've got it right, because it doesn't automatically go to the Supreme Court, but because there's so much back and forth between 5th Circuit and 10th Circuit and 9th Circuit on this issue, the Supreme Court, it's ripe for a Supreme Court case. Holy
cow. How in the world are you paying for all this?
Yeah, well, go to NCLAorg or newcivillibертiesalliance.org and help them out. So, we have resources here, but boy, they're taking it on the chin as far as money goes.
NCLA.org?
I think it's actually, NCLAlegal.org.
Okay.
NCLAlegal.org.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna see if I can make that happen real time. We'll work on it here. I'll tell you what, we'll figure it out. When we get the right one, we'll put it out there so that people can participate, because it costs a ton of money. Even if you got friendly lawyers who are helping you with it, they can't do it for free. They have to feed their families, and it costs a lot of money, man.
It costs an extreme amount of money with all these, and it's not just Caleb Kruckenberg, who's the litigation counsel for them. But he's got a team of other people working on this thing, and it's for everybody. And again, remember, this will decide as to whether or not an administrative agency can run roughshod over your rights.
Exactly. Well, if you would, Clark, please keep us posted. But really, as of right now, the bottom line is the bump stock ban is not a done deal. It's still being challenged, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, it is NCLAlegal.org. That's November Charlie Lima Alpha Legal.org for people that want to go there and maybe toss a few dollars in to help these guys out. Thank you so much for what you're doing, my friend.
Thank you, Tom.
All righty, you take care. Clark Aposhian, like I say, firearms instructor and a guy who just said, no, this far and no more. This is our line in the sand, because if you can do this to us on this issue, you can do this to us on any issue. Anything could be declared a machine gun, a magazine, your 1911 pistol. We think, well, that's not right. Well, it's not right, but it's possible. It's not just that they might do it. It's just that they've already done it. And we got to stop them from doing that kind of a thing. And that's what this is really all about.